And welcome back to the baseline. Late guys, we are 3 days away from opening day, two if you count opening night between the New York Yankees and the San Francisco Giants. So that means it's prediction time. And of course, I couldn't do this alone. So I called in my buddy Al. Al, how are you? And are you excited for opening week?
Darn right. Good to be back with you, Jordan. It's been a minute, but always a pleasure. Love baseball. Can't wait to talk it. And yeah, man, fired up for the season to start here. We are this close.
Yeah, no, and also it all started with the World Baseball Classic. If any listeners have been following, we've been discussing that. So I guess we should actually start off with that topic because I talked about the quarterfinals. Last week was the finals, which shockingly enough, I thought Italy being USA was shocking. Venezuela ends up winning the whole thing, Al. How do you feel about that?
Well, I did not see it coming. Right off the bat, definitely did not pick that. Um, what a fascinating turn that whole thing took. I mean, the U.S. almost didn't make. They needed Italy to lose that next game to get in to continue on. They almost didn't make it to beyond that point, and then they end up in the finals looking like a good bet to win. And then it was a great game. I mean, 3-2. Bryce Harper hit the game tying homer at one point. I mean, it was just a heck of a game. And boy, I mean, it's a country that loves baseball, so I don't get too nationalistic about it, even though I certainly root for the U.S. I just love seeing it. It's fun, and yeah, I mean, heck of a tournament, man. Heck of a tournament.
No, I agree. Um, Thought the Dominican Republic will win. I'm surprised they didn't go as far as they did. But yeah, like you said, I'm very shocked. And who also thought that Eduardo Rodriguez was going to shut down Team USA?
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Yes, the guy with the roughly high 1.3s or so WHIP and ERA, somewhere in the high threes or fours for his career, and he shuts down a team that looks like that would make the 1929 Yankees blush. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Um, but yeah, anyway, so Team Venezuela wins the 2026 World Baseball Classic, their first ever, which, uh, congratulations to them. Great team. And, yeah, so now you ready for some predictions, Al, because we got a lot and I'm, going from a blast from last year. I got some good hot takes and some gut feelings.
Oh, I love that. I love it. I love a Jordan hot take and a gut feeling. And there's room for that. There's a couple that are easy in my head to make, just a couple, but there's some that are absolutely incredibly difficult to try and figure out. So I can't wait to see where you're going to land, where I'm going to land, and yeah, let's get it on. This is going to be fun.
All right, so let's get it on. But probably gonna be the most watched division in throughout the whole baseball season, and that's the American League East. This
Oh man.
I don't know. I had a hard time trying to find a number one. I feel like you could put any team number one and still be right. Like that's how insane this whole division is right now. Um, but this is how I have it down for my predictions. I got the Jays repeating. I like what they did. I think they're better than they were uh, last year. I know people said that they're going to miss out on Bo Bichette. They got through the division series and the championship series without him. And almost won the whole thing. And he played like what a handful of games in the World Series. So
Absolutely.
I don't think they're gonna miss him. I mean, it sucks that they lost him, but I don't think they're gonna miss him. And I do like I've talked about it a lot. I like the Dylan Cease move. That's just insane. Of 5 years, 32 starts, and over 200 strikeouts in a 5 year span.
I'm a big fan of Cease too, like you are. He can be up and down with his ERA, but those strikeouts are always there. The innings are there, and sometimes he is spectacular.
Right, yeah, and it's when he's on, he's on. So that makes it even
When
more
he's on,
scary.
it's insane, man. And he's on. He's one of a handful of guys that could put up 16 strikeouts in a game. You know what I mean?
Exactly, yes. And then, I mean, I know he's starting the season on the IL, but also Yasevich. If he continues what he did in 8 games,
Yeah.
this dude's gonna be something.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely, man. No, it's going to be fascinating to see. I don't know. Do you know how long he's out for? Do we know like what to expect with his situation? Are we talking weeks or a month, or do we have any idea at this point?
Uh, I could look it up. I don't know on the top of my head. I just know that he is. Oh, well, he's expected to start a minor league game on Wednesday, so probably not that long if he's
Oh,
already
that oh
pitching.
yeah, that's great news. That's awesome. That's awesome because I'd
Yeah.
like to see a full season from this guy as much as possible. Get as much in as possible because boy, he's an exciting young player.
Yeah, no, he's, and like you said, it was only a handful of starts, which makes it even
Right.
more shocking.
Right. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Very exciting.
Oh, he actually pitched. No, wait, what's this? As of March 19th, this thing came out. He pitched on Monday through 35 pitches. Um, Said he was good, but hasn't progressed into going on. So I guess they're just gonna try to give him a couple more starts before they make the call to bring him up into the major league roster.
That's cool. That's it sounds like it's not too far off, and that's great news.
Yeah. So yeah, like to see what he does, and then yeah, and also the one more thing with the Blue Jays, and then I'll move on. That lineup is just insane. With Vlad, Alejandro Kirk, um, you know, Jimenez. That is just, it's all crazy. I think that's why they're gonna repeat. They got like a full package, right there.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. That's well. Funnily enough, I'll say it while we're talking about it. That's who I picked to win the East too. And
Um,
I mean, you can even make a case for Baltimore making the comeback this year. Although I'm not going to be that guy. I'm going to pick them last for sure. Not that we're doing that whole thing, but I would. Um, But there's a possibility they bounce back after last year. But you can make a case for three teams, I think, very realistically in this division: Toronto, Boston, and New York. But I'm taking the Blue Jays, man. I liked what I saw last year. I think they have slightly less holes than the other two, and yeah, I feel okay about it. Although nothing would surprise me too much in that division.
exactly. I'm on the same way with you.
Yeah, it's going to be a war of attrition. And the only tricky part about picking the wild cards, which we'll get to eventually, is that some of the teams I want to pick are in tough divisions and could have their win totals lowered because of that. But yeah, it's going to be a fun division, man. Like you said, it's going to be hotly watched and contested.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. All right, so like I said, the Jays are my first. I have the Yankees second. Kind of hard. I know they're running the back, but I guess if Garrett Cole is back to what he's done in the past, I can see the Yankees finishing second. You know, it all also that lineup runs through Aaron Judge, who's probably one of the best hitters of this generation. Um, so surprisingly enough, Al, this is gonna shock you and probably some of our listeners too. And I know it's gonna be weird since they were terrible last year. I got Baltimore third.
It doesn't. Listen, I just made a case that you could possibly say they could creep
Hmm.
back into first place. So, which is kind of insane, but but finishing third is not. So
Yeah,
I'm with you, man. Listen, nobody saw it coming the year before when they put up that great record. So,
yeah,
I don't know what happened where they got so bad last year, but I think the truth is somewhere in between. So, yeah, third place is all right by me. You know what I
mm,
mean? I won't argue.
yeah. Just because I like the additions of Alonso and Ward. That's easily what a combined 60 home runs right there. Even though I think Pete Alonso might hit more, I'm gonna say he's gonna hit close to 50, just because the ballparks in the American League are a lot smaller than the ones in the NL.
They used to
Um,
play Fenway a ton now too, man.
yeah. Um, and like I said, Tyler Ward is great. I'm expecting Gunnar Henderson to have a full healthy year, so he's got to bounce back. And surprisingly, even though I've seen people kind of give up on him, I'm also expecting Adley Rutschman to have a bounce back year as well.
Okay, I could see that. I won't argue that.
Hmm. Um, so then I also have the Sox fourth. I like the pitching rotation. I just don't like the lineup. Not to say that I don't expect anything. Like, I love Roman Anthony. Just the small amount he played. This dude's fantastic. It's gonna be fantastic to watch. Same thing with Duran. Um, I gotta see now that Contreras going from the NL Central to the AL East. I gotta see what he's gotta do. Even though I think there's left in the tank, but and then also Trevor Story, who had a phenomenal year last year. Is it going to stick? That's my question, because most of this contract had this been hurt, excluding last year.
I'm with you, man. Last year was a really cool story. That's kind of funny. I didn't plan on saying that, but it fits. And I mean, Trevor Story was an absolute monster for what, 4 or 5 seasons, and then he just hit the injury bug, and it's been a rough 3, 4 years. And it was cool to see him come back. And who knows if he can sustain it, but it would be huge for them if he can.
Yeah, and then also the what Caleb Durbin. I mean, I know he just started his career. Um,
Mhm.
I mean, not saying that he's bad, but it's also kind of a downgrade from Bregman to him.
No doubt,
And th-
no doubt. That's fair. No matter, he'd have to end up being one of the better third basemen in baseball for it not to be. So yeah, I'm with you.
right, and then yeah, and then also just the other young guys that they have. That Trist, not the Campbell guy who was supposed to be their great second baseman is once again down in the minors. And then what they could do with Tristan Casas. I mean, those are two great young players that are now both of their positions are blocked by off-season acquisitions.
No, that was a very interesting part of those moves. It was like, okay, well, what does that? I don't know what that means. For the future of those guys, because it's certainly, like you said, it clogs up the work for them. It was, I mean, they made good additions, so I can't blame them. But it kind of reminds me a little, and this is like, I mean, if they end up with guys like this, if the people you just mentioned are anywhere near as good as what I'm about to mention, then they're happy all the way around. But it does remind me a little bit of when the Phils signed Jim Thome, and they already had Ryan Howard in the minors hitting 40, 50 home runs a year, and they didn't. And Ryan Howard ended up not making his major league debut until I think he was 25, 26 years old. And he was incredible right from the get go, and they had to send Tommy out of town because of it. So it's a fascinating thing. It's a good problem to have if everybody's playing well.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, like I said, I think the one big thing is that rotation. I mean, Garrett Crochet is, probably gonna be another Cy Young candidate. And then you put him with, well, your old buddy, Suarez, um,
Mhm.
in
Yep,
there.
yep, absolutely.
It's that's gonna be a great 1-2 punch. Little iffy with Sonny Gray, because in the AL East, he wasn't that good with the Yankees. But hey,
Yeah.
you never know once you come back and join a different team. It could be
And that could be a New
interesting.
York problem, as we found over the years. That applies over and over and over again. People just are great everywhere. They go to New York and they can't handle it.
Yeah, exactly. Um, yeah, yeah, Boston fourth. I might be wrong. I don't know, but I do have them fourth. And then Tampa, which it's kind of sad that the most exciting part is that they get their home field back.
Right, right.
Well, okay, wait. I should probably shouldn't add. There also is, the Caminero at third, and also, I just found this out the other day. Probably because he hasn't pitched in almost 3 years, but Shane McClanahan is actually fully healthy and he's gonna pitch again this year. So we actually get to see him coming back.
That's cool. That's cool. I hope he stays healthy and gets a chance to finally really do his thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's sad that he hasn't pitched for 3 years.
That's
Like,
crazy.
holy cow.
That's crazy. It's been, I mean, that is absolutely nuts.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm happy to see him back. So hopefully he could go back and we get to all watch him again and hopefully he does good.
I mean, I root for people, I mean, it just stinks when injuries rob people of their careers. And I mean, we're talking about a guy who has an ERA of 3.02 and a whip of 1.1 in 74 starts in Major League Baseball. I mean, that's awesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I hope he's already 29 years old, which is crazy. He last pitched when he was 26. Man, that's crazy. I hope I hope he's healthy and we get to see him flourish.
I agree. I agree. All right. You want to give your AOE standings?
You got it, man. You got it. So I'm very similar to you with one difference. I'm going, like I said, Blue Jays first, Yankees number two, then Boston, then Baltimore. I wouldn't be surprised if the only thing that would really stun me would be Baltimore winning the division. Outside of that, you could put this in, you could shake it up, spin it around, and give me any order back out, and I wouldn't laugh at you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel I like the Blue Jays a lot. Uh, the Yankees have some strengths and some real weaknesses. Same with Boston and Baltimore. I just don't know what to make after last year. I don't know what to make of them. So they have a wide variety of outcomes to me, as this whole division does. I'm fascinated by this division.
Yeah. No, I'm too. And yeah, like you said, you can't be disappointed with all of that. But yeah, no, that's yeah, good standings. I I could see why. Boston and because like you said, Baltimore a little iffy. I would compare to last year. I mean, I know the rotation is okay. It's not exciting, but my other thing is neither was Toronto's pitching last year, and they still made it to the World Series.
Yeah, right, right. Exactly, man. Exactly. Perfect
Uh,
point.
yeah. All right. Well, those are our AL East standings. Al, do you want to start us off with the AL Central?
You got it. You got it. For me, this was an easy choice for the division winner, and a lot tougher after that. For me, the division winner is Detroit. I really like
Mm,
this team and where they're heading. I think they have a chance to emerge into a real contender this year, although a lot of things have to happen for that to go down. But I do like them a lot. Um, I'm gonna go Detroit, and then I'm gonna go Kansas City. I thought about Cleveland there, but I'm gonna go Kansas City and then Cleveland. Cleveland was such a weird team last year. They were so hot so early, then they were so bad for so long, and then they got it back in the last month of the season. And but I mean, they lost Class A to. I mean, Class A might never play baseball again. It looks
mhm.
like he's. I mean, that whole thing is unbelievable. Him and the other pitcher whose name I'm blanking on, Garcia, right?
I think it's Ortiz.
Ortiz. I'm sorry. That's right. I mean, it sounds like neither of them are ever going to play baseball again. And every time any more news trickles out, it's bad and worse. So, I mean, they lost one of the transcendent closer for the rest of his career. You don't just shake that off easily. And, um, so yeah, I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to go Minnesota fourth. And big surprise, I'm taking the White Sox to bring up the rear. That might be
Uh,
the easiest pick in this whole exercise is picking Chicago White Sox to finish last in their division. I
yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree. Um,
love it. I love it. Where'd you come out in this division?
so here's the funny part. I have the exact same standings as you
You got to be kidding me because this division could go a lot of different ways, man. That's wild that we did the same thing.
do. Yeah, no, I was with you. I was debating Cleveland second, but I don't know. It's like you said, they lost their two bullpen pieces, and basically the whole biggest signing for them was re-signing their own guy. Uh,
Exactly. Exactly.
so yeah, I can't see them. Um, Minnesota just lost a lot of people, even though some websites I've checked actually have Minnesota third. I don't know what the hype of Minnesota is all of a sudden, but they're not. To me, they're not that good team on paper, at
Well,
least.
the thing with Minnesota, man, is the hype has been there for years now, and it just never came to anything. You know what I mean? So I'm done with Minnesota, man. They are middle of the pack at best for me.
Yeah, no, same here. And then the White Sox, although I do like the acquisitions they made with I'm blanking on the Japanese guy's name, but I mean, I'm excited to actually watch him.
Me too.
You know, uh, from what I've heard, he's supposed to be really, really good at, some highlights I've seen. He plays an excellent third base. So that's really good for, the White Sox. And then, I do like, Acuna, the one they got from the Mets, who, apparently is also a switch hitter, which, I don't know this, I don't know
No,
when
he's
that news
not.
broke.
He is not a switch hitter. And the funny thing about that is the GM ended up having to apologize because he kept calling him a switch hitter repeatedly in press conferences and interviews, time and time again, until somebody finally pointed out that he is not a switch hitter.
No, I know. I just had to. That's why I
I know
said
you were
it.
joking. Sorry, I didn't mean to. I hope anybody out there listening didn't think I was taking Jordan seriously because I know you know.
Yeah,
It is so funny that this guy, the guy that picked him up, that made the acquisition, kept calling him a switch hitter. It's so funny, man.
yeah.
Might as well,
Like,
have said he's also from Norway and prefers aluminum bats.
yeah. I don't understand. Like, how do you not know the guy you, especially no, at this point, one of the biggest trades you made because they got rid of Robert Jr. and like this guy was like the biggest part of that package deal for you guys. How do you not know he's not a switch hitter?
Exactly. I mean, and to do it repeatedly, like who's his support staff that didn't point out that he's being a moron at the first press conference when he said it, let alone the next three or four times, you know?
Right.
People were
It's
putting together mashups of him repeatedly saying this is the wrong things about this guy. It was so funny.
yeah, I don't get that at all.
So funny, man. So funny.
Um my one thing with Detroit is because we both have them winning the division.
Hmm.
They finally been doing what we said for years, and that's get starting pitching, which I think what Valdez and Schoolball is a great one too.
Oh,
Um,
man. Absolutely.
that's gonna be very hard to come by, once you start that. And then, my favorite, if, everyone who knows me and all that is, I'm a sucker for homecomings. I actually do like Justin Verlander coming back to Detroit.
I'm cool with it too, man. Listen, I mean, listen, who knows what Justin's going to give him this year, but the guy is a first ballot Hall of Famer when he hangs it up, and he is, at the very least, he's going to be a nice mentor to have around, and he's going to give you some quality innings. So let's see what he ends up doing all season. But hey, man, you're never going to make me mad by putting Justin Verlander on your team, even at 43 years old.
Exactly. Yeah. And then, Jansen, they got, so another Hall of Famer. And,
And people have been ready to retire him for like 8 years, and he just keeps going out and putting up great numbers.
yeah. And so, yeah, he's been really great. I'm actually going to say, even though it's weird, like, kind of when he left the Dodgers, I feel like he's been better. I know that's kind of really weird to say, but I feel like every year is just something new and impressive. And he hasn't been on the Dodgers for what, at least 3, 4 years now?
Yeah, he last pitched for the Dodgers in 2021, so he's had 4 full seasons away from LA. And his worst ERA in that entire run was 3.63. Last year, 37 years old, he pitched to a 2.59 ERA and a .94 WHIP.
Wow.
I mean, that's unbelievable. You know, the guy's a beast, man. And yeah, you're right. I mean, he has 476 career saves at this point.
Wow. So getting close to 500.
Yeah, man. Yep, he could get it this year. What's that? He needs 24 to get 500 this year.
And I hope he gets it. It'll be definitely cement him into the Hall of Fame.
No doubt. No doubt. Absolutely, man. I'm right there with you on all that.
All right. So let's move to the AL West, which this one was kind of hard for me, at least for the first three. But I had to pick, and this is where I'm gonna go. Mariners are running it back, especially now since they're gonna have a full, healthy pitching rotation. I think
Yep.
that's gonna help them out. You know, uh, Cal Riley coming off a great season, almost won the MVP by like that much.
By a whisper, man. Yep.
Yeah. I think Julio Rodriguez is gonna bounce back. I know it's the whole first half he struggles, but I'm hoping he actually gets through that and has an awesome year. And then Josh Naylor's back and he helped him out a lot in
Yeah,
that bullpen.
that's big.
Um, yeah, so I like them. Um, the Rangers I have second. I like the acquisitions they made. I like Nimmo. And also they got Mackenzie Gore, which that just came out of nowhere. So the first three in their rotation is just insane. DeGrom, Evaldi, and then you add Mackenzie Gore. Oh, good luck if these guys stay healthy. Um,
Yep. And we can, like, DeGrom, we can actually have some kind of reasonable expectation he might be healthy after last year, which was the first time he stayed reasonably healthy in what, 8 years or something? You know what I mean?
Something like that, yeah.
It was so awesome for him to come back. He started 30 games last season after not starting. Where is it? He hadn't started 30 games, Jordan, since 2019.
Wow. I didn't know it was that long.
He hadn't started. Where's it? I got okay. He hadn't started more than 15 games since 2019. So what a comeback! It gives us hope for guys like McClanahan, and I hope it maintains because he's one of the best pitchers in baseball when he's healthy. Even after all that time off, at 37 years old, he had a WHIP of .92. It's crazy.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
So,
that's great, and I'm with you 100%. Keep going.
yeah. Okay. So the Rangers were third. I am now, and I think we could all say this. the Houston Astros dynasty is over. I have them third. There's, I don't like that. There's no pitching, what, except for their first two, which is Brown and the Japanese guys they got. I don't trust that pitching.
Yep.
Jordan Alvarez, I think is just a dud at this point. Really doesn't stay healthy. Altuve's old. Correa's old. Pena, same thing. What are they going to do with Isaac Paredes? I feel like this team has more questions than they have answers.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. They listen. Jordan Alvarez has been an if he wasn't a DH, an MVP in the waiting for years, and I'm done waiting. I mean, the dude can't stay healthy. I hope again, maybe he has a Jacob DeGrom sort of thing, but I'm not going to bet on it at this point. I would love to see him play 150 games one freaking year to see what he could do, but there's no evidence that that's going to happen, so I can't predict it. Listen, they are ready for a decline in my mind. I'm with you on that 100%.
Yeah. And, yeah, it's just, like I said, there's just too many questions on this team. Then, if you go back 7, 8 years ago, it was, kind of how we view the Dodgers now is, okay, well, the Astros will at least make it to the playoffs, and I don't even see that this year.
Yeah, well, you'll find out I'm with you on that.
A's I have fourth, just because of how last year was. I think they kind of shocked everyone. Um, adding some veteran leadership with McNeil. Their young guys are just stacked. I think this is just gonna be a turnaround. I want to say now, but I'll say it's coming, especially since they moved to Las Vegas, and what I believe it's in 2 years from now they'll be in Las Vegas. So
Yeah, yeah, it's that whole situation's insane.
right. So I mean, and they've been locking up these young kids. So I mean, I'm excited to look at this. I don't think they're quite yet, but I think once they move, they'll start putting pieces around these young guys. And then the Angels are just my last place team. I think I don't know what the heck they're doing.
Yeah, they're a broken organization right now.
Yeah. I thought with at least the buyout of Anthony Rendon's contract, finally, I thought they will start spending some money, but that turns to be a big no.
Yeah, yeah, and once again, we're going to watch the trade deadline come and go with Mike Trout not going anywhere, and it drives me crazy. It drives a lot of fans crazy, but I get it's on him. I would just love to see Trout be willing to go somewhere and actually play for a contender before he retires, and I would love it if it was Philly.
I think everyone does.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's a match made in heaven, and it would be really cool to see. I just he seems so dug in on finishing his career there that I don't know if it's going to happen, but I would love to see it.
Me too. Yeah. All right.
Okay, so
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry. Should I go?
Yeah. No. Yeah. I was gonna do that. Sorry.
Man, sorry, I didn't mean to jump on you. So okay, we are. There's one thing where I am my wild crazy pick, and to me this was easy at the top. It was an easy pick of Seattle for me. That was a no brainer as far as I was concerned. It got from that point on, it got pretty wild. And here's my wildest pick of all my picks in this whole exercise. I am picking Oakland to finish second.
Wow. Really?
Oh yeah, I'm going wild, buddy. I'm going wild. They're gonna roll out the red carpet for them. 2 years too early in Vegas, and I just love some of their young players. The Amish Thunder. Uh, my guy from Lancaster, Kurtz. I mean, there's just some fun stuff on this team. I am probably crazy doing it, but I'm going to do it anyway. I think they're the second. Um, then I'm going Texas. Although you could very reasonably bump the next two teams above my Oakland pick, and it wouldn't stun me at all. But I got to do one every year where I'm taking a real big leap, and that's the A's. Then Texas third, Houston fourth, and then way behind everybody else, the Los Angeles Angels. So or whatever they are now.
All right, nice. I like that actually. I'm shocked with the A's, but shocked like I could actually see that if it actually happens.
I'm fascinated by the possibility, man. Like they got they got some interesting acquisitions. I mean, Max Muncy is an A now, which still seems weird to me. Jeff McNeil is an A now. I mean McNeil's about 5 years past his prime, but still, maybe he'll can summon up a 280 average again. Who knows? But and they have Severino's their ace, which isn't great for anybody, but I'm gonna take a shot on it. Let's see. I'm rolling the dice.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I like that. That's very interesting. I'm actually hoping that happens because I would actually like to see that. I like to see a team that doesn't really spend to actually go for it because, oh man, that would break everything.
It would be priceless, man. It would be the West Coast equivalent of what the Rays have been doing for 25 years.
Yes, yes. Um, Also that the Max Muncy that you mentioned, that's not the one from the Dodgers. They actually have a prospect also named Max Muncy. So
Are
that's
you
actually
kidding
kind
me? I just saw that looking at their depth chart, and I was like, I don't remember that happening. I can't. There's another Max Muncy.
of yeah.
That's
Which
crazy.
you want to hear the funny part too? Because I remember when they drafted him, they actually originally drafted that Max Muncy from the Los Angeles Dodgers.
You got to be kidding me.
Yeah. And then years later, they drafted this Max Muncy.
That's hilarious, man. And I should have known because under the weight column, this Max Muncy is 180, and the other Max hasn't seen 180 since probably seventh grade.
I love it.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you for pointing that out because I was like, what? And then I was like, well, it says Max Muncy, so I'm going to roll with it. Oh, that's priceless.
Yeah. Oh man, that's funny. I love
That's
it.
awesome. That's awesome.
Oh god, that's so awesome.
That is.
Um, all right. So the next division, and I was trying to line this up so we could do it, but it's your division, Al. Who do you have? What your standings look like in the NL East?
Oh, my man. Okay. Well, here's what I'm going to do with this. At some point, spending more than the gross national budget is going to have to pay off for these Mets, and I'm going to pick it this year. Um, I don't like picking the Mets. I hate it. I don't like them at all. I can't stand their whole thing. Um, and they're, but here's the thing that made that made me pick them this year. They finally came off of at least a little bit, came off of we can fling peanuts at our pitching staff and our vaunted pitching lab, which I haven't heard squat about, by the way, this offseason. After everybody was trumpeting it like it was the second coming of, whatever, last year. They finally came off of that and traded for Freddie Peralta. So they finally got a real top-notch pitcher in that organization for the first time in a minute. So I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm dead wrong, and they fall on their faces like they tend to a lot. But this is a scary lineup. They had him. They had Bo Bichette. I mean, Luis Robert. Who knows what they're going to get there? I hope they get the 200 batting Luis Robert. But if they get anything resembling a decent player from him, their outfield is insane. So I'm taking the Mets first. Then I'm taking the Phils. The Phils basically said we're going to run it back with a few less pieces. We're bye bye Ranger, and let's see, because they have some very interesting young players, Crawford, Painter, but those players have to be good for them to not lose a little ground this year. And this team is aging, and they now have, I think it's four players under contract until they're 39 years old, give or take. And between Schwarber, Harper, the shortstop, help me, Jordan. What's my name?
Turner.
And the catcher.
Real Muto.
Thank you. As I just discussed on me and Craig's football podcast, I crossed 50 and forgot 1,400 names. I can't keep them straight on my own team anymore. So a lot has to go right for the Phils, but they do have a lot of great pieces in place. So I feel pretty good about them finishing somewhere first or second. But they could drop to third very easily. Anything lower than that would be a big surprise to me. So I have the Mets first, the Phils second, the Braves third, who are starting off with the injury bug just like last year. Strider's on the DL. They have some issues with that repeatedly, but they have a pretty darn good lineup overall if they could just stay healthy. So it wouldn't surprise me if they finished first, but I'm going to pick if everything goes right for them. But I'm going to pick them to finish third, then Florida, and then way in the rearview mirror, Washington.
Okay. Yep. Okay. I can see those too. Yeah.
How about you on that one?
All right. So we kind of have the same thing, but mine's is a little all around. I actually have Philly finishing first.
I like yours better than mine already.
And here's my reason why. Bringing Schwarber back is a huge plus. That guy, you know, even when they were talking to players, he's done so much behind the scenes that I think, even adding some new faces like a Adolis Garcia, even probably Crawford, he's probably gonna help those guys out a lot. Like he's probably gonna be like a second hitting coach for them. That's how I see it.
I agree. That's a great point.
This guy's he's just been so good ever since he's he's been with Philly, and I think it's just the biggest acquisition, and they wanted him. They wanted to he wanted to be there, saying that he actually didn't want to talk to anybody else other than Philly to stay there. And I think it's gonna help them out in the long run. I really do think that this is, it's great to have him back. Um,
It's
like,
huge.
the pitching, everyone that you talk to, I mean, I know hitting wise, he's starting to kind of come down, but they love every pitcher that, at least from what I heard from Philly, loves throwing through, is comfortable even with JT. Um, they said that he's smart. And the other reason why I also have them fourth, is because I know it won't be till later, but this was already a dominant pitching rotation. And when Wheeler comes back, if Sanchez and Jesus Lazaro could continue what they did last year, adding Zach Wheeler into this is it's gonna be nuts, especially when it comes to playoff time.
I'm with you, man. And listen, let's not forget that Aaron Nola, who was horrendous last year, is a Cy Young candidate every other year and has been for almost a decade. It's insane. You can set your clock by it. You can set anything you want by it. It's bonkers, the every other year thing that happens with Aaron Nola. Check this out. This is crazy. Any listener out there that doesn't know this, check this out. This started basically in 2020. All right. 2020, 3.28 ERA. 2021, 4.63 ERA. 2022, 3.25 ERA. 2023, 4.46 ERA. 24, 3.57. 25, 6.01. He is due for a good season. He does this every other freaking year. So if you bring back the good Nola and you add it to everything you just said, this could be one of the best pitching staffs in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's a wide variety of outcomes here because Luzardo also, by the way, has been wildly up and down at points in his career. His best is great. His worst is awful. The big two locks on this thing are Wheeler and Sanchez. And Wheeler's supposed to be back by the end of April. So he's going to pitch most of the season, which is huge.
Yeah. And then also you guys get a full season of Duran as well as a closer.
Oh, I am so excited about that. A team that was closer challenged for so long. They got their guy, and he's a absolute monster. I love him.
Yeah. And then um I would assume, oh my god, what's his name?
What position?
It's a reliever. They
Brad Keller?
lost. No, they he got suspended last year. Um,
Oh, yeah, the lefty.
Is it
Jose
Alvarado?
Alvarado. Yep,
Yeah.
Alvarado.
Well, I mean, he's always been good as well. If you put him and Duran at as the 8 and 9 guys, that could be a pretty dominated
It's
bullpen.
ferocious, dude. Ferocious. Plus, they have Brad Keller, who they signed in the offseason. Excellent reliever. He's now, a lot of people think he might be the eighth inning guy. It'll probably be between him, Alvarado, and Kirkering, depending who's going well. And let's not forget Orion Kirkering, who's been a real nice up and comer, steady rise. And, I like this. This is my favorite bullpen on paper in quite some time. And they've had some good bullpens, but just they didn't have the closer going into the season hardly ever in the last 5-6 years. So this is exciting. I love it. And Duran has one of the coolest walkout presentations in the history of baseball with the whole spider thing and everything. It's awesome. If you haven't seen it, check it out.
Yes, that's so awesome. I love it. So okay, so Philly's my number one.
Mhm.
Shockingly, I mean, I know it. You said with the injuries, but I like the Braves for as a second place team. I really like this team. If they keep Acuna healthy, I think that's the main thing. Um, this team could do so much damage, especially with, Chris Sale. They also have money to spend. We talked about it, and I know you and I talked about it, in our group chat through text. You got $15 million now to spend. Now that Profar is missing the whole season, I wouldn't be surprised from now until opening day, they actually sign another key piece and become even more dominant. One of the names that's coming up is they might actually go out and sign Lucas Giolito and add that to the rotation.
I forgot he's still out there. That would be crazy, man. Yeah,
Um,
absolutely. That's a
you,
great point.
yeah, Matt Olson hasn't missed a game in years. He's,
Yeah, right.
so he's been good. I, you know, I think for this lineup, the two main pieces that would actually probably be good and help them out is Acuna and Austin Riley. If those two guys can stay healthy, this lineup is gonna do damage. You know,
Yeah, 100%.
probably 1 through 9.
I'm with you, man. I mean, for some reason, it's just health has been a real bugaboo for them for a couple of years now. Also, just some up and down. Like Ozzy Albies has been so. He looked like he was going to be a great player for a long time. He hasn't been great lately. Um, so there's some things on this team that if they go right, it could add 15 wins to what I'm thinking. You know what I mean? And again, I wouldn't be surprised if they won the division. I said that when I was talking about it. I picked them third, but it wouldn't stun me if they win the division at all. So I'm fine with where you put them for sure.
Right. Um, yeah, Mets third. Still questionable. Actually, before we actually went on, I just saw. I don't know. I love the Peralta move. Um, but now you're putting Sean Manaea in the bullpen.
That's weird.
So and David Peterson. David Peterson is scheduled to start the second game over McLean.
That's an
So
interesting choice. I'm with you.
so you're gonna have Peralta, Peterson, McLean, Holmes, Sega. It, like I don't know. It's very questionable to me. Um,
I
Bo
get that
Bichette
answer.
really has not looked good this spring at third base at all. So
And we
I
knew
mean,
that going in. Defense. He wasn't a great defense. He wasn't great at his own position, let alone moving him around.
yeah. And then also Polanco has never played first base either. So
It's
it's
a. It's a. They're going to be defensively challenged, no doubt.
yeah. I mean, I like the move for Simeon. I mean, I think this is probably gonna be a move for in according to with Polanco as well. That I think this is whatever stories or whatever problems they had last year. This is like to put aside, but I I don't know. I still don't like behind Peralta. Besides McLean, really don't like the other three guys in this rotation.
Well, I love Senga, but the dude can't stay healthy. Like when that guy pitches, he's good, but
Mm,
he started off the year like he was going to win the Cy Young last year, and then he missed 15 starts or whatever. Probably more like 11, but
yeah.
that guy's made of paper mache. So yeah, it's a tough thing to figure. You got Clay Holmes in his second year as a starter. See if that goes any better. You know what I mean? Like I don't
Mm,
know. There's a lot of ifs, ands, or buts with them, but I don't know, man. I like your order. I do.
yeah. And then of course I have Marlins uh Nats to finish it off. Marlins fans, you're not finishing last this year.
Yay, Marlin fans. Yeah, they're like, woohoo.
Yeah, right.
I love it.
All right. So NL Central. Now of course I made this weeks ago. I want to stick by it, but and I think it's gonna be crazy. Probably gonna get yelled at by some fans. I had the Cubs winning.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like their acquisitions, especially with Bregman. They're probably gonna get Justin Steele back soon. Who before he was hurt, that guy was amazing.
Yeah.
Um, so I like what they're doing. This is gonna surprise people. I'm sticking by it, even though news came out that they're gonna lose their ace until July. I like the Cincinnati Reds as a second place team.
Okay. Okay.
I like the addition to Suarez. Like I said, I know Hunter Green is not gonna show up until July, but they got Chase Burns, who, holy smokes, is like the second coming of Aroldis Chapman. So be careful with him. Um, and I think Ellie De La Cruz, I think they're actually gonna probably make him be what he is. I don't know. I have that feeling that they're just gonna have him hit and steal bases, and he's gonna be Ellie De La Cruz again.
The only problem with that is it goes against everything Terry Francona's ever done. And I respect Terry Francona as a good manager, but he does not let people run. I mean, you saw he shackled him so bad last year. His steals dropped off, what, 30, 40 steals?
Yeah, something like that.
So, I mean, I hope you're right. But, Terry's pretty much Terry. So I don't know, man. I hope you're right, though, because it took a lot of fun out of the most exciting player in baseball having Terry be his manager.
I agree, but I don't know. I just have that feeling that I don't know. They on paper they're like a contending team. I think the only way you're gonna get there is if you let LED La Cruz be LED La Cruz.
I'm with you, dude. I just tell Terry Francona that. Because, I mean, again, great manager, but everybody has their blind spots. And for him, it's he does not like letting dudes run.
Right. Okay, so everybody needs to all the listeners we need to start getting on Terry Francona. Let's go.
Yeah. And by the way, just to crystallize that for any listeners that don't know, he had 67 steals in his in 2 seasons ago. Terry comes to town and he had 37.
Wow. Um. Wow, that's insane. Okay.
That's a massive drop off. Massive drop off.
Yeah. Um. This is gonna shock everyone.
Oh,
My third place team. I have the Pittsburgh Pirates finishing third in the NL Central.
oh, I love it. That's kind of my like my Oakland finishing second in the West. That's great.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, but that rotation is good. They add not only do you have Paul Skeens, but you also now add a full season of Bubba Chandler. You they've
Mm-hmm.
actually made some moves like Ryan O'Hearn, that trade with Tampa for Brendan Lau, Marcelo Zuna comes there. Um,
How
so
about that? How about that?
yeah, that one. I think I was the most shocked out of all the moves they made.
I'm with you, man. That was a stunner to me. I mean, they added, he's very up and down, but man, they added a potential for 50 home runs in Pittsburgh. That's
Hmm.
great for them.
Yeah, and then actually, here's another one of my hot takes that I have. I think O'Neal Cruz might actually be great defensively because they said this whole offseason he's been working with. It's not a well, I'll say it's a big name, but not like a Hall of Fame name, but probably one of the better center fielders defensively, at least from what I've seen. He's been working with Kevin Kiermaier all off season.
Oh wow, okay, I didn't catch that. That's cool. Oh, he was
Yeah.
a great out. I mean, he was injured out the wazoo but he was great when he was healthy in the field. Yeah.
So I think that's where I think he's going to be better than at least defensively for the Pirates. And also, they also have probably one of the most exciting guys. I mean, he's starting in the minors. It sucks. But when he gets called up, one of the most exciting players in baseball, and that's Connor Griffin at shortstop.
Absolutely.
Um, so when he gets on, I can't wait for him to see because he's been spring training at least. He's been insane. Um, So Milwaukee, I have finishing fourth. I see it more now as a Tampa Bay Ray. They trade everybody. It's not. I don't think it's gonna work out this year. And then I am putting them in the category with the Nationals and the Angels. The St. Louis Cardinals are just gonna finish way beyond in this division.
Yeah. Listen, that that makes a lot of sense to me. That makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah. So that's my NL Central.
I love it. I love it. All right. Well, I'll hit you with mine, and we are fairly similar with some significant differences. Um, I am going to take the Cubs like you did to win the division. That was fairly easy for me. I don't think it's a locked down, no doubt about it, but it looks reasonable to me. I'm taking the Cubs. This is where it got tricky for me, man. I'm going to go Cincinnati second, then Milwaukee third, even though they seem like they're trying to give away their team. Um, I love that you put Pittsburgh third. I just don't have the nerve to do it yet. And I hope you're right because I'd love to see them be semi-relevant again. It doesn't happen very often and it would be cool. Um, and then the Cardinals way back in the rearview mirror. Objects are actually further than they appear in the case of the Cardinals. So, yeah, man, it's one of it's probably been, I mean, the two central divisions are the two weakest divisions in baseball. And I think the NL Central is even weaker than the AL. But there's some room for intrigue and some fun. And, I'm really curious to see how it all plays out. I'm excited. The one thing that could help Milwaukee a ton is if the Miz is the real deal and is healthy all season, like he looked like he was going to be last year. So they get rid of Paul Peralta, but potentially have somebody better than him, ready to take his place. So let's see how that goes. I'm fascinated by O'Neal Cruz too. Is he anything like what we thought he was going to be a couple years ago offensively? I mean, he batted 200 last year and had an OPS under 700. So we're now in the point of, oh boy, what is this guy? But at 6'7", he did have one more steal than Ellie De La Cruz last year.
Okay. Interesting.
38 steals for a guy who's 6'7" is insane.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it, man. Yeah, so there's my Central, man.
All right. Nice. Nice Central. Yeah, these are, cause I'm actually writing it down too. We got a lot of like similarities, which is, I like it. I like it.
I know, man. Yeah, for sure, for sure. And just enough differences to make it super interesting.
Yes. Except for the AL Central.
Yeah, right. Yes, where we were in complete lockstep.
Yeah. All right. You want to start us off with the NL West?
Yes, and this is the single easiest winner to pick in this entire exercise, and that is Dodgers finishing first.
Mm.
No doubt about it. Lock it up. Bet your house on it. It's a done deal. San Diego, I'm going to listen, and the next three could go any way, and I wouldn't be surprised. I'm going to go San Diego second after tearing my hair out about it. I could have put them fourth and felt just as fine about it, but I'm going to go second. I'm going to go Arizona third, San Francisco fourth, and the Rockies way back saying, we're barely in the major leagues.
Yeah. Even
Yeah, the
though,
Dodgers, man, there's no bigger no-brainer in all of professional sports than picking the Dodgers to win the NL West this year.
yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's insane that they just keep getting better and better and better and better every year. It's something new pops up and I'm like, wow, this is just, it's insane. It really is.
It's crazy, dude. Not only did they add the best player, arguably the best player in free agency in Kyle Tucker, but they also added one of the best closers in baseball in Edwin Diaz.
Mhm.
I mean, it's just insane. It's like they're an all-star team that just keeps adding all-stars. And on top of that, they have the real Max Muncy.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I do that. It's just, yeah, like it's very interesting. It's just now in spring training, and this what I think scares me the most. But I don't think they want to put him in the bullpen. But I feel like now they're gonna have to. But Sasaki, and he's been struggling a lot in spring training.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And this is why it's good to be Dodgers because right now, if you go to their depth chart on MLB.com, Blake Snell, who, when healthy, has been a Cy Young contender several times in his career, is now listed 1, 2, 3. as the 8th pitcher on their depth chart, Jordan. It's nice to be in LA.
Yeah, right? Holy cow.
Yeah, that's bonkers. So even if Sasaki struggles, okay, Blake Snell and several other guys are waiting in the wings to pick up that.
Yeah.
Crazy, bro. Crazy.
Oh my god, that's insane.
That's nuts, right? I mean, come on.
Yeah. Yeah, that's holy cow, I didn't even realize that.
Now, you never know. I don't know if that's how the Dodgers are looking at it, but that's how it's listed on MLB.com, and MLB.com is pretty solid. So, crazy.
Yeah, holy cow. All right. So this one I would say I would say we definitely agree with with the first one. So we agree that Dodgers are gonna win it. Now here's where things get interesting because my my 2, 3, and 4 are in a different order than yours. I
Oh,
have
I love it. It doesn't surprise me. Hit me with it.
I have Arizona finishing second.
That was so close for me. I'm with you. It doesn't. I won't argue that at all.
And I'll tell you why. They're getting back. Not only did they bring back Merrill Kelly after trading him last year, they also brought back Zach Gallen, and they're getting back Corbin Burns, who we all know when he's
Huge.
healthy, this dude's like the best pitcher in all of baseball. Um,
Huge.
and I also like the acquisition of Nolan Arenado coming back into the NL West, NL West, where he's familiar with, but I believe this dude still has a lot left in the tank, and he's going to help out this team a lot this year.
I won't argue that at all. No, I mean, he's on the downside of his career, but his downside is still pretty good.
Yeah, I agree. Now here's where things take a crazy turn. Because obviously I did this on paper and I looked at a bunch of stuff. I have San Francisco finishing third.
Okay, doesn't stun me. I'm with you.
Like I said, I like the acquisitions they made. I can't believe that, they only gave Luis Arias a 1-year deal. How that guy did not sign a multi-year deal, it still stuns me.
I'm with you.
They also have Willie Adames, who is gonna probably hit another 30 home runs. So they'll have once again, which this surprises me too. He was the first Giant in 20 years to hit over 30 home runs for the Giants last year.
Yeah, well, that place is a giant cavern. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
it's very hard to hit home runs in that stadium. And I remember saying when they signed him, goodbye to 30 home runs, and he still managed to do it. So that's a credit to him and his power, man.
Right. Yeah. Um, also have a full year of Rafi Devers,
Yeah.
um,
Yep.
which I think is this play out. And I'm interested in what this manager does since he's only managed in college baseball.
Oh, that's going to be fun to watch, isn't it?
hmm I,
I hope
I,
I'm rooting for him to succeed, but it's going to be fascinating because it's just something that doesn't. It's not like football where it happens all the time. This is a rare, rare, rare occurrence.
yeah, I agree. I agree. The Padres are fourth. Um, they didn't do enough, and that rotation is just eh. And the
It's
lineup,
very uninspiring. I'm with you.
yeah, and the lineup is well, basically except for Tatis and Machado and Cronensworth, there's nothing exciting about this lineup.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. It's hard to argue. I mean, I mean, you're relying on guys. There's so many guys that are up and down on this team that you don't know what you're going to get. I mean, they signed Nick Castellanos, who the
Mm.
Phillies like begged everybody in the league to take from them. You know what I mean? Um, and they basically paid him to leave town. Which, by the way, did you see that it came out that the big reason for his departure is not only did he not take his defensive replacements at times well. At one time when he was yanked from the game, he went to the back to the locker room and came back out with a beer.
I did see that. What was he thinking with that?
That's crazy, dude. So whatever they get out of him is a bonus because he is on the downside of the wrong side of things. Ramon Laureano, one of the most up and down players. When that guy plays well, he's awesome, but it only happens once in a blue moon. So
Mm.
it's a fascinating roster. It really is. I don't know. I don't know why. The thing I like most about this whole team is Mason Miller's now their closer.
Yeah, I forgot about him. Yeah.
Because what is it? Hernandez or whatever signed somewhere else in the offseason. So the decks were cleared for him to be the closer, and I love it.
Yeah. Um, yeah. And then, of course, the Rockies with, the return of Paul DeBodesta coming back and being the president of baseball operations. And yeah.
And they're going to be battling the White Sox for the worst record in baseball, probably.
Hmm. And oh my God. And I thought this was, I don't know. We were all wondering what was going on with, Chris Bryant, but he's come out and said that he's now dealing, the same thing that put Don Manley out. And once again, it's back pains and he hasn't touched the bat. They said probably since April of last year, which is not a good sign.
Wow, that's sad, and it's probably just about a wrap for Bryant. That's sad, man. That's a shame. I hate to
Hmm.
see guys end their careers to injuries. It stinks.
No, I do too. Okay, Al. I told you I have a hot take. Are
Oh,
you
hit me.
ready? Are you ready to hear a crazy, crazy hot take that involves the Padres, but also involves the AL East?
Oh, I wait. Let me get my oven mitts on. Okay, I'm ready.
So if, and it's a big if, the Padres finish fourth,
Mm-hmm.
Manny Machado is going to get traded to
Two.
either, cause I looked at it and before people actually have yell at me in the comments or any listeners this, I'm looking at contending teams only,
Mm-hmm.
and three of the contending teams need an upgrade for third. So if the Padres do not have a good season, Manny Machado is going to get traded to either the New York Yankees, the Boston
Mm-hmm.
Red Sox,
Mm-hmm.
and this is where it makes this a very, very hot take. The Baltimore Orioles.
I was wondering if you were going to include them, and I love it. Back where it all began.
That's my hot take. That's only if the the Padres do not do good. Those three teams I could see going after Manny Machado.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Absolutely, that's great. If that comes true, I would. We're gonna talk about it on a future podcast, and I will sound the bell of awesomeness in your honor. I love it. It's a
Well,
great idea, man. It's a really good thought, actually. I like it a lot.
yeah, no, I don't know. It's just that was just my hot take, especially for listeners who don't know it. This was all this time last year. We were on Craig's pod, and I said to them, that Joe Adele and was gonna have a great year, and Devin Williams was stink in New York, and both Craig and Al thought it was reversed, and I had happened to be right.
Dude, I mean, I had written like the Devin Williams thing surprised me less than Joe Adele, and both surprised me. Um, I mean, Adele looked like an absolute wash. He really did, and I don't know what you saw, but boy, did you call that right! And he went out and hit 37 home runs. I mean, come on. And Devin Williams was a train wreck in New York, and it was like I didn't realize I was doing the podcast with freaking Nostradamus. So just keep that in mind, listeners, if you're raising an eyebrow and or scoffing at this take about Machado, because my man knows his business.
Yeah. So, but like I said, that only has to do if the Padres do not do good this year, but their president of baseball operations is AJ Preller, so they might actually do well. So,
Yeah, right. Yeah, but I'm with you, man. I like that a lot. That's a really good take. I like that a lot.
all right, cool. So I guess let's move to our. I guess we could do our wild cards now, because we
Cool.
kind of have the divisions.
Yeah,
Um, do you want to start off us off with the your AL wild card?
you got it, my man. That sounds good. So my AL wild cards are going to be the Yankees will be the number one wild card,
Hmm.
uh, followed by the Boston Red Sox. I'm going two from the East again. Um, and then here's my hot take. You ready for this one? Now, I'll probably be more like Nostradamus than Nostradamus on this one. But I am going for it, Jordan. The third wild card, Oakland A's. Let's go.
Wow, nice. Okay, I like that. I like that. Um,
Nice.
so my three, my
Mm-hmm.
dumb self, I also included the division winner for whatever reason, which I don't like, because you know how the whoever doesn't have the best record, the division winner goes into the wild card. I don't know why
Yeah.
I don't know why I include that, but then like now I'm looking at it, I'm like that makes no sense. So I'm just gonna do the three that that I have. So my three are, I agree with you with the Yankees. I think they're gonna be the number one wild card.
Nice.
Um, I have the Baltimore Orioles. So I'm kind of going with you, two from the AL East.
Yep.
And then I'm going the Kansas City Royals.
Ooh, that was another team I considered. I like that. Okay.
So those are will be my three.
I like that. I like that a lot, actually.
Mm. All right. All right. So for the NL, I'll start this off. I have the Braves.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going the Mets,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm going Diamondbacks.
Okay. Um, this is the hardest thing I picked in this whole thing was the third wild card spot in the NL. Um, I'm going Phillies as the number one, Braves as the number two, and in that three hole, I'm going to go with the Cincinnati Reds. I don't love it. I kind of like your Arizona pick better than my Cincinnati pick, but I'm going to go with Cincinnati. This might be the year. We've been waiting for the. People have been calling for them to emerge ever since the second they signed Terry Francona as their manager. Hasn't happened yet. Maybe this is the year. Maybe he learns from Shackle and Ellie last year, and keeps the good parts of him, which there are many. So I'm going to go with the Phillies, Braves, and Reds.
Okay. I like that. I like those.
I think we both did solid work, my man.
No, I think we did too. Okay. You want to do awards or
Yeah, I'm down with that if you want to.
okay?
Absolutely.
All right. So I kind of consider my MVPs a hot take because I do
Mhm.
not have either Judge or Otani
Oh, I
winning.
love it. Okay. Okay.
So for I'll start with the AL first. I have Bobby Witt Jr. winning the AL MVP.
Okay. Okay. I like that. I like that a lot.
I think it's his time. I think he's got a bounce back year. It's going to be great for him. Now, this whole thing, and Al, you're going to know what I'm talking about. Maybe some of our listeners will too. I think we got to make a shirt now that says one word and one word only.
Okay.
And it's going to be elite because Bryce Harper's going to win the NL MVP this year.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Ah, yes. Yes. Yeah. Listen, I love that. I mean, and he had for Harper, for most players in baseball, it would have been a great year. For him, it was a down year last year. And he's not happy about the Phil's GM calling him out about it. He's not happy about his own play, and he is going to be fired up and ready to rumble this year. I love it.
Yeah, so those are my two MVP picks.
Love it, man. Love it. You want me to do MVPs before you go to the next thing, or how do you want to do it?
Yeah, no, yeah, then yeah, you do your MVPs.
Okay. Well, I love your hot takes. You can call me Chalky because I am going Otani and Judge because I think I'm going to be right as much as it bores me. The only issue with both of those guys is health and or voter fatigue. But I think we can rule out voter fatigue in the case of both because they have won multiple MVPs now and nothing seems to be slowing them down. So I hope a story emerges. I think Bryce Harper is a really good call, and Bobby Witt too. I could see both of them winning the MVP for sure. But man, I just have a hard time going against the obvious here, and I'm going to go with it. I'm taking the obvious.
Okay, I like that. I like that. I'm not mad with that. Um,
Right on, right on. Yeah, I'm not always going to do that, but in this case, I am.
yeah, I mean, makes sense. I mean, when Judge and Otani are literally the two best hitters of this era, it's hard to go against them.
Yeah, man, it really is. It really is. So, yeah, man, I'm rolling with it. I'm rolling with it, and yep, call me Captain Obvious, but we're doing it.
All right. Um, Cy Young, I am going with one obvious, and that's Paul Skeens.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the dude's only in his third year, and it still makes no sense that he's only in his third year. I don't, and he's done so much in that span. Um,
Yeah, he's
and then,
ridiculous.
yeah, no, he is. And then I'm not taking the obvious for AL. I'm actually going runner up from last year, and I'm this year. Garrett Crochet is going to win the Cy Young.
Right on, right on. Listen, you were close. It was close last year, and I could definitely see it happening. Absolutely, absolutely. I like that call. I like it a lot. All right. Well, my new full name is Chalky McObvious because I am taking Paul Skeens and Tariq Skubal, and I'm running to the bank with it. I just see no signs of either one slowing down anytime soon. They've both done it on, especially Skeens has done it on a terrible team. Who's gonna be better this year. To what degree I don't know, but they're gonna be a little better, I think. Um, Skubal's on a contender now, and
Mm.
um, and he's a monster, like an absolute monster, showing no signs of slowing down in any way. So I'm going with the two big guns, and um, yeah, I mean, yeah, you can be annoyed with me for being boring, but I'm just gonna roll with it because I mean, it just feels right.
I mean, it makes sense, but also what you're saying too. Scuba's also in his walk here.
Oh, Yeah, more incentive for, arguably the best pitcher in baseball. Yeah, sign me up.
Yeah, so that's gonna be very interesting.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's going to be fascinating. I mean, these two guys are just absolutely incredible. It's hard to believe Scooball's already 20. He's going to be 29 during the course of this season. That's hard to believe. It happened so fast. But,
Mm.
yeah, just two of the best pitchers of the generation. And in 20 years, we might look back and be like, these are the absolute two best players of the 2020s and into the 2030s. Two best pitchers, I should say.
No, I agree. I agree. All right, rookie of the year. This was hard,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I feel like these guys they have to win. So my rookie of the year for the AL is Trey Savage,
Okay.
and then I put Connor Griffin for the NL. I think when he gets called up, this dude's just gonna rake in his rookie season.
That's a good call, man. That's a really good call. I can't argue that at all. That is absolutely very spot on call. I love it. I love it. We are together in the AL and different in the NL. Although I do like your NL call a lot. I'm going you Savage in the AL. Just playing on that team alone is going to boost his win total. Now, playing in the AL East tends to boost people's ERA a little bit, but I think he's good enough to handle it, and I'm picking him. In the NL, I'm going Nolan McLean. He's it's cool. It's cool that he's still eligible after pitching as much as he did last year. What did he have? 8 starts, and he looked awesome. I mean, a 2.06 ERA, 1.04 WHIP. If he does anything resembling that, it's going to be tough to beat. So I'm going McLean, and I'm going Yusevich.
Okay, yeah, I like that. What two pitchers? Oh, that's interesting. Does
It
that
is
ever
interesting.
happen?
I've never done that in my life, and not that I've always done it on podcasts, but I always think about it. And I've never picked two pitchers to win Rookie of the Year in either league. So yeah, that's it's a lot can go wrong with pitchers, but these two guys look like they have a chance to be special. So I'm gonna roll with it.
Okay, I like that. I like that pick. I like those picks. All right, you ready to do? I guess we'll just probably do um World Series. But
Yeah, that's
you
cool.
ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so of course for representing the NL, I have the Dodgers,
Mm-hmm.
and I believe this is the time the Dodgers will go against the Seattle Mariners.
Oh, I love it.
And I love a good story. I think you do as well, Al.
Yep.
So in 2026, it will be the Dodgers. It will be the Seattle Mariners. But the Mariners will win their first ever World Series against the Dodgers in 7 games.
Oh, I love it, and I want to see that World Series badly. That's awesome. That's awesome. I love it. I love it. I love it. And so our listeners know this was written down before Jordan said anything. Um, my pick, Dodgers versus the Mariners. Now,
Nice.
as much as I like the story, and I hope you're right, because I'm sick of the dang Dodgers and their purchasing of the All-Star team that they do. But I'm going to pick the Dodgers. I'm going to pick them in 6. And, yeah, that's what I'm doing. Dodgers versus Seattle. Dodgers win in 6. Ohtani
Okay.
wins the MVP of everything. He's the regular season MVP. He's the World Series MVP. He's the MVP of the universe.
That's awesome.
Oh boy, I
Uh,
wish I didn't play for the Dodgers because I really like him.
yeah, right. Yeah. Uh, that's awesome. I love it. All
Good
right.
stuff. Good stuff.
Well, that was our prediction pod, our preview pod. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it.
Well, back at you, my man. Back at you. What a pleasure to be podcasting with you again and talking baseball.
Same here as always. It's a lot of fun. I know you and our buddy Craig, has been doing a tons of football, but now with that over, baseball is back and, happy to be back in full swing now that baseball season is actually starting in a few days.
Can't wait, man. I love it. It means warm weather is coming. Baseball just sounds, people are going to start mowing their lawns again. All kind of the last of the snow is melting. The further north you get, it's all like it just baseball equals all kinds of goodness, and I love it.
Yeah, same here. I don't like the cold. Um,
Right there with you, my man.
well, like I said, that would do it. Once again, thank you, to Al for joining us here in our prediction, podcast. Any listeners out there want to throw theirs in, give us your predictions. Hey, everyone is welcome. The more fun, the merrier. And, Al, you got anything to add before, we sign off?
No, just thank you as always. I love